Studio.
All right, Lowell, a one-score game there in Stillwater as we welcome you into the Michelin halftime report alongside BYU national champion Trevor Matich. Kevin Connors here. In the ACC, off the Florida State loss last night. Clemson, the slow start. The door very much open for Georgia Tech in a wild one today. Trailed 20-3 at Wake before forcing overtime in OT. It's Haynes King.
And this was just the gritty nature of Georgia Tech. They leaned back into their identity.
Wake answers behind Damon Claiborne.
Most of the big plays happened from Wake. That's why Georgia Tech had to win this thing with headbutts.
But the Deacs elect to go for two. Robbie Ashford intercepted by Clayton Powell-Lee. Brent Key and Tech win. Here's what he learned.
I learned we got a lot of work to do. I mean, we do. And, you know, we told them at halftime, there was no yelling, there was no screaming. It was take a deep breath, let it out. All right, we got one goal. That's to win in the third quarter. After that, we'll reassess, and then we'll work on the third, or on the fourth, and we did.
And they worked on overtime, too, en route to the win. Meantime, Illinois off the throttling at the hands of Indiana last week. Had a chance to put it away late, Trevor, until Khalil Valentine fumbles.
This was an ugly game that Illinois wanted to force on USC, and USC made the big physical play here.
And Jaden Mayava makes a throw here to Makai Lemon.
Now, we expect this to happen. We expect the little guys of USC to dominate.
But one-point game, closing seconds. David Alano from 41 got it.
This was a long drive in the final minute and a half for Illinois to put this thing away.
A big-time bounce-back win for the Fighting Illini, 34-32. Unbeaten top 15 teams colliding in the Grove, LSU and Ole Miss. Trevor, what did you see on this touchdown catch by Nick Anderson?
Well, this was a catch by Nick Anderson, but it was number 14, Trey'Dez Green, tight end, number 14, who tipped it up in the air. Now, Green is 6'7", 240. He reached out and took away the interception by tipping it up, and that's when Anderson caught the ball.
The big story this week, Trinidad Chambliss getting the start for Ole Miss. Caden Lee has it there, but it's punched out by A.J. Halsey.
Yeah, Ole Miss has been moving the ball. It's just they've either bogged down or turned it over.
Then Ole Miss driving. 7-3 game. Second quarter, Chambliss intercepted by DJ Pickett, who's going the other way. Problem is, Trevor, there's laundry on the field.
Yeah, there have been a lot of penalties on Ole Miss. I mean, the touchdown that Ole Miss is about, on LSU.
4 penalties on the drive that was capped off by Keywan Lacey. 10-7 Ole Miss leading. 90 seconds to go in the first half. When we come back, big-time showdown in Seattle, the nation's #1, struggling against Washington. We'll show you the latest next.
This halftime report is presented by Michelin, on the road and beyond. Welcome back to the Michelin Halftime Report.
2 Monday Night Football games coming your way, the Jets and Dolphins in the Someone Has to Win Bowl, and then Mile High Stadium, 8 o'clock Eastern on ABC, Bengals and Broncos. Ohio State-Washington, first meeting since the 2019 Rose Bowl. Trevor, how's UW making this so tough?
They're playing keep away, essentially, but they're not finishing. So they had a 10-play drive, bogged down, kicked a field goal. They had an 11-play drive, lined up for a field goal, tried to fake it, and botched the fake. So they're moving the ball, they're just not finishing.
And they're forcing turnovers there. That led to a Huskies field goal. Under 3 minutes to go, Julian Sayin to Brandon Innes.
Yeah, and this is the problem. As Julian Sayin starts to get rolling, when Washington's not finishing drive with touchdowns, Ohio State is.
Jeremiah Smith there. C.J. Donaldson just took one in. It's 14-3. Indiana, Iowa. Hoosiers number 11 in the country. Here's Fernando Mendoza to Omar Cooper.
Yeah, Mendoza has been working himself into conversation as a first-round quarterback.
Mark Gronowski, though, is going to give the Hawkeyes the lead.
And this is a typical ugly Iowa rock fight. Indiana, with the high-flying offense, has not been able to do much after that touchdown pass from Mendoza.
10-10 game, early third quarter. Jeremiah Love, in the first visit for Notre Dame to the state of Arkansas ever, delivered one of the great performances in the history of Notre Dame football.
He did. He got 2 touchdowns running, 2 touchdowns passing, and he did it all in the first half.
part of a 56-point outburst for Notre Dame. We said they needed style points. They got them today.
Yeah, they do, because they lost their first 2 games to Miami and Texas A&M. So now they go on the road to an SEC team that's highly regarded, and they just took them to the woodshed. The committee will notice this. Their true freshman quarterback, C.J. Carr, is coming of age.
56-13, and I'm not sure the game was even that close. And as Trevor said, one of the great games ever for an Irish player. Jeremiah Love, 2 receiving, 2 rushing touchdowns in the blowout victory for the Irish. What a great start it's been for Sawyer Robertson and that mighty Baylor offense. The nation's passing leader hooking up with Cole Wilson right there. 28-20 game, and we're coming right back.
This halftime report is presented by Michelin, on the road and beyond.
With Trevor Matich, Kevin Connors, Texas A&M, one of 2 FBS teams to score at least 40 in every game. This is Le'Veon Moss.
A&M is dominating the line of scrimmage on this game. Halftime, they've got 246 total yards to 105 for Auburn.
This is Le'Veon Moss.
Yes, and this is what they're doing to Auburn, just smashing them and making them fall backwards.
13-3. Meantime, moments ago, Joey Aguilar to Chris Brazzell as FBS tied for the lead with 7 touchdown catches.
Sure, but look at that score. Mississippi State, up until that point, Bulldogs are good.
Trevor, Vandy is 5-0 for the first time since 2008. 5 touchdown passes for Diego Pavia.
It was a slow start. Utah State came out fired up, but then Vandy just took over this game.
And no problem with Utah State, 55-35 the final. Vandy gets Alabama next week. The Tide get Georgia tonight. 9-1 in their last 10 games head-to-head with Georgia. What's different about this Alabama offense?
You've got a quarterback in Ty Simpson for Alabama that is well-suited to Coach Kalen DeBoer's offense because he's good at being able to hit the medium throws 20 or so yards downfield. It's easy to throw the ball over the top. You don't need to read the defense, just heave it over everybody. But those mid-level throws, you need to read the defense, throw it to a spot on time with trajectories that vary depending on what the coverage is. Simpson can do that. And when you can do that, it opens up everything about this DeBoer offense. Georgia's defense is vulnerable to this. We'll see how good they really are.
Right, and that's so strange to be able to say a Georgia defense that is vulnerable, but they are vulnerable against certain passes.
They are. It's the deep passes mostly, and those long intermediate passes. And it's not just a few busted assignments once in a while for the Bulldogs. I mean, that's been the case. The problem is that that ball has come down in good tight coverage, and the Bulldog defensive back was not able to finish the play. A lot against Tennessee, but also against other teams as well.
33 straight wins between the hedges for Georgia. You can catch that game on ABC tonight, and the second half is coming up next.